Hey everybody, back here again. The Levo C machine is complete. It's done its 6-hour infusion. I just got home a little while ago after work, and it says complete. Notice the light is still on. That's because the temperature in here is still warm, so they keep that light on as a safety factor. So what I'm going to do is carefully lift the levo C machine off of there, and we're going to start pouring it carefully into these containers. Easy enough, eh? First we'll take the lid off, and what I'm going to do is show you this. There's all the liquid straining out. And you can see it's still a nice golden amber color. And I will squeeze the contents of this strainer a little bit later on. I'm just going to try to let this drain out as much as possible manually in the air here. And then give it a little shaky shake. And then I'm just going to set this off to the side for a moment, and we can start pouring these guys into these containers. See how many we get out of this batch. Careful not to lose any. Make sure you guys can see at least. Okay. Get a few more in here. Okay, looks like we're gonna have a little bit more. I just got to be mindful that the little spinning silicone guys in here, and you don't want to pour too abruptly and have that thing shoot out and knock all your containers over and lose your medicine. Probably not the best in the world. Okay, so we're closing in on a dozen, because that is how much there's a dozen of these containers in a package, so we're going to be getting down to one package here shortly. So about a dozen, and then I can go around and slowly top up these guys till they're totally full. Oops. And there goes this Mr. Spinner. I got him out of there safely. Okay, so we have a dozen, dirty dozen. This thing is still warm to the touch. So I'm going to put him off to the side. And we're going to squeeze out the containers. I'll squeeze out the strainer anyways to get a little bit more oil out of everything. And for now, I'm just going to cap these off and get back to you. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to pop the top on the medicine. And you can see the level is actually pretty decent there. It was right on the money where I for infusing anyways. So basically all I'm doing is taking a little wooden spoon here, or spatula, and pressing this stuff down, compressing it to get a few little drops left out of here. Now what I can do is put it right on the bottom of this thing and really press for pressure. And you don't really get too much more out of it, but it's more of a, you know, this stuff's pretty much El Pucho'd, so I got a little bit left. You can see there's a little bit of sediment down in there too. So this stuff will be like the strongest of the batch. So not too bad. Still safe to eat and everything. But yeah, you just want to, if you don't want to eat it with the sediment, you can obviously, let's pour it into a little container to see how much we get. Oops. My guy here is leaking a little bit. Put him back in there for now. Had a few drips on the carpet, but it's okay. So we got a little bit in there. See the sediment in there? Not foolproof, but that'll be like the highest grade stuff out of there. And you can just leave this guy sitting in there, and eventually it'll passively just drip through. Gravity will do its thing. Or you can just empty this thing out into a strainer bag, twist, pull it out, squeeze the hell out of it. I'm probably going to do that with one of these. I'll empty it into one of this, squeeze it out, and go from there. So I'll keep the camera rolling for that. Hopefully we don't make too much of a mess. I'm just going to move this concentrate over to the side. And I also have to get the wooden spoon and move him off to the side, because we're gonna have some fun here with this thing. So I like to shove it down inside the strainer bag first and then flip it over. Now, because we compressed it, you're gonna have to whack it a little bit. But the stuff's pretty much fairly, the moisture content's pretty much gonzo out of this thing. Well, that's pretty much what you're looking for anyways. There's a tad bit in there. Okay. Just a hair left in there. Nothing too crazy. Be 1 second. So we'll take this over here. Get everything down to the bottom. Give it a squeeze. Now I'm not wearing gloves, so I'm going to get a nice buzz on later from this. But we'll squeeze the hell out of this and see how much we get into the container. Quite a bit. This will be high concentrate stuff right here. And so will I be later, after it gets all over my hand here. That's pretty decent. So we'll put this off to the side. Let's bring our little concentrate guy back. Fill her up with the good stuff here. Just about, if I really worked it, I'd probably fill this entire container if I was really desperate, but not so desperate because I have lots of medicine. But it's about half of that 2-ounce container, so another 1 ounce easy of high concentrate stuff. So pretty cool. Alrighty guys, so we have 12 here, 13 for the extra Hy-Vee. This is the last of the concentrate, so this is the one that we squeezed all the material into. Notice the color difference. Here, I'll pick one up and show you color difference wise. One in my left hand is obviously darker than more of the golden honey oil type. So this one will be the most powerful, and it's only about a half, so it's about 1 ounce of edible or rub. So that's not too bad out of a jug that's, you know, just a little bit of this stuff to the top. That was all that was taken out. So we'll see. I got it all over my hands, the oil, during the squeezing process, so I rubbed it on my knees and my wrists and stuff and joints. So we'll see in about an hour or two how I'm feeling, how powerful it is, and go from there. That's kind of my test. So you get some automatically when you're producing it, unless you put gloves on or whatever, but is what it is. So yeah, the smell wasn't too bad actually. I didn't have to take the machine outside at all, which was great. As long as you keep that lid on, you're good. So I washed all the components and they're just drying. I'll let them dry overnight, and then if they need a little extra in the morning, I'll hit them again. So that's a good enough batch there. I'm pretty happy with that. So alright, we'll see you on the next one.